beautiful evening to you. You're welcome to Sport Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Manuel. Very happy to be back here this evening to bring you up to speed with the latest revolving around the beautiful water sport. On our menu today, we shall take a look at some exciting stories revolving around the beautiful water sport. It was really an exciting weekend where we saw some exciting fixtures in the English Premier League, not forgetting the CAF Confederation Cup, where Eyimba Football Club had an impressive performance as well. I will take a look at all of that as well as other stories revolving around the beautiful water sports this evening on the show when we'll come back from the short break. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and of course it's time for me to bring you the latest revolving around the beautiful water sports. And I'm not alone in the studio this evening. I'm with one man, of course, you know so well. He's been with us and he's here once again. His name is Lamasia Ekujuru. Good evening to you and welcome to the show, Lamasia.
Good evening, Kingsley. It's a pleasure being here talking sports with you.
All right, very nice to have you on the show, Lamasia. Let's take a look at the latest coming from Marathon on the show this evening. Of course, we thought we'll be taking a look at, Manchester United. A lot of people were surprised with the performance of Manchester United over the weekend against Liverpool. Looking at their previous performances, it's not been that perfect. So what could have been the reason United, step up that game against Liverpool over the weekend? We'll take a look at that. But before that, let's talk marathon. The 2025 ECOWAS Abuja International Marathon is set to be a landmark event as part of the celebrations for the 50th anniversary of the Economic Community of West African States, with elite runners from all ECOWAS member countries and a significant increase in prize money. The event promises to be one of the most memorable in its history. To commemorate ECOWAS Golden Jubilee, the prize money for the 5-kilometer race and the marathon will feature two main categories: the 20-kilometer half marathon and the 5-kilometer fun run. The 5-kilometer race will commence at Eagle Square and conclude at the ECOWAS Commission in Asokoro, Abuja, while the half marathon will start and finish at the ECOWAS Commission. The ECOWAS Abuja International Marathon aims to bring together athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and communities to celebrate the sports and the milestone anniversary of ECOWAS. I don't know what you make of it, Lamasia. We've been having different marathon races down here in the country, but yet we've not been able to produce long-distance runners in the country.
Have grown and can now participate and compete favorably. So it's a good development. Let there be more. We have more already. I'm anticipating more. So the marathon will help us to actually equip ourselves, train ourselves, and make ourselves valuable, make ourselves effective whenever we are competing with those countries known for marathon.
What have been the hindrance so far, just like you mentioned?
Very early. We never
started there for some years now.
Apart from that one, which one again has been there? Marathon races have not been part of our developmental agenda in terms of sports. We focus mainly on football. There are countries, I said, that are known for marathon races. Countries like Kenya, marathon is just their number one. And they train their athletes in a manner that when you see them, you know that this athlete is ready for such races. And when you look at them, even what they eat, what they drink, the way they train themselves, you will understand that this particular athlete is actually destined, is actually professional, is actually groomed for this. That we've not done. Here in Nigeria, it's as if we want sponsorship. Most times there are some athletes who are good, who can actually compete favorably, but they have no sponsors. And most times athletes do sponsor themselves.
Yeah.
It's only in a few occasions that we've seen government sponsoring athletes. So when you don't have the resources, the capacity, the financial capacity, to sponsor yourself, you can go forward. So you can only go forward when someone or a protector or organization or an agency can actually sponsor you. But in other countries like Ethiopia and other countries I mentioned that are good with marathon races, it's not like that. It's someone who sees you that you are very good with this. We develop that interest of helping you without minding what comes in return. But here I still make whatever they are asked to do. And whenever a person grows from what he is, whenever a person trains himself, such persons most times don't find it very easy to extend hands. But if the government are there to train you, definitely it will grow. But notwithstanding, we just woke up very late. The government are not showing interest. And that's a good one. So I want to say kudos, who participated in these marathon races in order to encourage them. So more of that will actually help us to grow our marathon races.
All right, let's see how it goes. We hope that, we'll continue to see improvements when it has to do with marathon races down here in Nigeria. But away from marathon, let's talk tennis. As president of the African Table Tennis Federation, Anita Noshodis, the ITT Quadri Aruna and Egypt Dina Meshrif defending their title at the 2025 African Cup in Tunisia from February 25th to 27th. Some of African best players will gather at the Tunisian capital for this. 5 regional tournaments will be hosted in various local Paulina Kadamatova and the final for the Brisbane International. Belarus recovered from dropping her serve twice on her way to losing the opening set to come through 4-6, 6-3. World number 107. What do you make of it, Arina Sabalenka Lamasia, starting 2025 with a title?
Yeah, it's a simple indication that
she still has the momentum.
Last year, I ended up being the number one. I have the ability to maintain my number one status. I love that. There's nothing short of this joy coming from when you defending your titles. Arina Sabalenka is a very great professional tennis player, so admired by so many people, including myself. And I'm not surprised that I was able to put that one through. This season is gonna be a very, very great one. This year in tennis is going to be a very, very great one. So many talent are being up there, I will not be surprised if at the end of the day he...
The struggle continues for Naomi Osaka when it has to do with form. And starting the year in this particular manner, how do you see the season panning out for Naomi Osaka?
It's quite unfortunate that Naomi Osaka, a four-time Grand Slam winner, started the year with an injury. You know, these are the things that happens in games like this. Injuries are inevitable. It can come anytime. It can happen. I wish her very well, and I wish she recovers quickly, maybe comes back and compete favorably for the rest of the season. Nevertheless, I think Naomi is a huge professional. She's someone who we know that have competed at a very high level, and injury just said you have to rest for the moment. So all the same, I wish her very well. It's just she's injured. I would not be surprised if she bounce back, you know, soonest, and you know, maintain her feet. So Naomi Osaka, I wish her well and expect her to bounce back shortly.
Let's see what comes up, of course, for Naomi Osaka. A lot is expected from her.
A wealth of experience from their coach, Stanley Guma, contributed effectively to them winning that one with ease. So I want to believe that anybody should understand what it takes. They should understand the condition, the place they actually are right now, and win the rest of the matches. If they do that, they can qualify, because Nigerians, we're expecting them not just to qualify from this group, but also to go ahead and make Nigerians proud, either by winning the tournament or at least finishing in the final or semi-final. Anything less than this will not be actually happy seeing them come back very, very early. So I think their subsequent matches, with the motivation of this win, Enyimba can now beat their chest and say, let's go and make the Nigerians proud. Let's go and prove that we are the Enyimba of Aba. We are the two-time champions of African Champions League. So with this in their shoulder, then Nigerians can be made proud in their subsequent wins.
Let's see how it goes. I was club looking at how they've struggled so far. And Stanley Guma, you made mention of him back into the side, you know, as the head coach. He was there before. I think probably this will be his second, you know, missionary journey down there. I don't know what you make of Guma. We saw him when he was with Rivers United. Rivers United actually did well. They won the Nigeria Premier Football League under his leadership as well. Yeah. And I think he actually took them to back-to-back quarterfinal stage of the CAF Confederation Cup. And now he's now the man with Enyimba Football Club. What do you make of his wealth of experience? Can he change the narrative? Because Enyimba, they've been struggling, you know.
You can't mention one club in Nigeria without mentioning the name of Enyimba. But let us not forget in a hurry that Enyimba is the only Nigerian club with that status as African champion, talking about African Champions League. So with that mentality, with that, you know, belief that Enyimba are one of the biggest names in Nigerian league, Enyimba present Nigeria in any level at all. So I expect them to do better with the presence of Stanley.
Some points. Then Amukachi, I think he was with Lobby Stars.
I think he resigned.
I think he actually stepped down at this point in time. Imama Amapakabo with Abi Warriors at this point in time. Experienced managers are now in the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Boboye at Kwara United.
Boboye just got a job, just got signed once again by Aqua United. And this time, I don't know what you make of it. We'll talk about Kennedy Boboye, but can Stanley Guma, do you think his tactical prowess is actually good enough to compete with these coaches now in the MPFL?
Stanley Guma has been tested and proven in the Nigerian League. He knows his onions. He knows his way around. He understands the terrains very well. He's a coach who has coached at the very highest level. He is experienced. What he just needs is the confidence of his employers. Let them believe in him. And the players also.
And Enyimba Football Club. But this evening we got to report that Kennedy Boboye, of course, is back into coaching. This time with a team, of course, he once won the MPFL with, and that's Aqua United. Lamasia, what do you make of this breaking story?
Well, it's a good development to all the Aqua fans. And this is a club where he has won titles with, and is returning there again, maybe as a second missionary journey. So I will not be surprised that Kennedy Boboye will actually excel at Aqua United. He is a known friend. You know, the doors have been opened for him, and the players are happy. Their arms are open for him, and I expect nothing but improvement all around. So I want him to, you know, kickstart with a win. Yeah, Kennedy Boboye is one of the finest coaches we have here in Nigeria, and his presence at Akwa United will be a morale boost for the team. And I want to believe that every fan of Akwa United will actually be happy to see him back. And with his presence now, definitely they will return to winning ways. They have been struggling for some time now. I think what they need to do now is to believe. Let them believe that with the presence of Boboye, we can turn this around for them. As now they believe and keep implying the belief system in their mentality of play, definitely they will come back to winning ways.
Let's see how it goes for Akwa United. We'll talk more on this, of course, probably on a subsequent edition of the show. Just a breaking news. We'll take a look at, how Kennedy Boboye will be able to, of course, bring back the promise keepers to limelight. We'll take a break, and we'll come back from the break. We'll be able to take a look at the English Premier League. A lot happened over the weekend, and we'll be dishing all of that to you after this short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, see Sport Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and of course it's time for me to talk about the Premier League. Some exciting features over the weekend, and we saw some interesting statistics coming from the games played over the weekend. Lamasia, first let's take a look at the games, played, some statistics from the game before we take a look at some of the result compared.
Okay.
A total of 9 matches were played, and a total of 29 goals scored across different centers. We saw 3 home wins, 2 away wins, and then 4 draws. A total of 33 yellow cards were distributed across different centers, and as well 1 red card. What do you make of the statistics from the games in the Premier League over the weekend?
Right, a very impressive one. The players after the Christmas break came back to prove that they can score goals, they can make differences in their various clubs. And that's actually what happened. So it's a good one. The hostilities resumed. And I want to also say that I'm not surprised that such amount of goals were actually scored. Yeah, 4 draws. And for the bookmakers who predicted draws, I think they were actually top notch now. But notwithstanding, I want to believe that the hostilities actually resumed with every club having a mind of winning. And that was why we were able to see those amount of goals scores and the ability of some clubs to win important matches. That they have to keep it up. Gone are the days where matches are being lost because of one decision by a referee that ought not supposed to be. So if actually they are doing well, definitely the complaints will be reduced and more clubs will not be querying their decision. So it's a good one from the referees. I want to urge them to actually keep it up.
Good one, of course, from the referees over the weekend. And let's go into the result proper. As Manchester United, yes, they surprised everybody with that level of performance against Liverpool. No one gave them the chance against Liverpool, looking at how poor they've been, even under the new coach, Ruben Amorim. But, they stood their ground in that encounter yesterday, played out a 2-2 draw against Liverpool. What do you make of that performance from Manchester United?
Top notch, top notch, top notch for Manchester United. Nobody gave them a chance. You know, most people wrote them off. People are saying they'll be trashed by Liverpool. Liverpool will do them, Liverpool will do them that. But at the end of the day, they were able to prove a fantastic point that we are the Red Devils. We are one of the biggest clubs in England. They fought very well. They played very well. They controlled their games. In fact, a time came that I expected them to win the match, if not for that early miss by Harry Maguire. Notwithstanding, they have done very, very, very well. And that is to say that Manchester United is a big team any day, anytime. Irrespective of their current form, yes, they are struggling for now. Can they bounce back? Yes, they can bounce back. Whenever they are playing a big team, they have this mentality of we are not just playing to win matches. We are not just playing for the record. We are playing for pride. Okay, Liverpool is a big team. Manchester United is a big team. Shall we fold our arms and Kimber allow Liverpool defeated like that? No, that is to say we need to go out and fight. They went out and fight, and they never played without the consciousness of winning. They came out to win. It was a very, very intensive game, you know, and they were able to achieve that particular result. Unfortunately for them, they should have won the match because that last minute chance by Harry Maguire, as if it was converted by now. Oh, the city everywhere would have been hearing glory, glory, Man United.
Manchester
But
United.
notwithstanding, it is a welcome back for Manchester United. Let them continue like this. Let them improve from the performance against Liverpool. And if they do that, definitely in their subsequent matches, I won't be surprised if they kept improving and improving until they return to their normal position.
You know, some persons are saying that Liverpool actually underrated Manchester United, and that was why United were able to pull up such level of performance.
Liverpool never underrated Manchester United. Liverpool understood the fact that Manchester United is a force to reckon with. They are a big team. They are not playing West Brom Albion. They are not playing anything. In fact, there is no minnow in England now. You are playing Manchester United. Even when they are not in their best, they can strike. They can disappoint you. So Liverpool understood that, and they have to play with caution. They play with caution. They wanted to win, but in as much as you want to win, definitely you have to play with caution. So they understood that very, very early. And thanks to their coach, Arne Slot, with his experience, he understood that Manchester United is not there for a child's play. And they played the way they did. So it's not as if they underrated Manchester United. No, you can't underrate Manchester United because even in their worst form, they can bite you. So what actually happened is that they played with caution. They understood the point that Manchester United can take advantage of their poor form to get a point, a win against them. So when they understood that, they have to play the way they did. So at the end of the day, it ended, you know, with a fair share. 1 point for Manchester United, 1 point for Liverpool.
Of course, what a way, of course, to get a point. Talking about United, because they've been struggling for some time, but getting a point against Liverpool, a lot of persons are saying this could be a start of a new thing for Manchester United. Do you think they can keep this confidence going?
Yeah, they can leverage on that draw against Liverpool, build up their confidence and deliver quality and effective result in their forthcoming matches. You know, one thing about United at this particular time is that they need to be motivated. The result of their poor form have not been because of poor tactics from their coach or any other thing. No, it's been what I can describe as internal crisis and rancor. And as soon as that is fixed, they will come back, you know, doing well. But with the draw against Liverpool, I think that was a moral booster. They understand that we cannot do it. If you can play against Liverpool with this force, if you can give out this performance against Liverpool, if you can come hard on them the way we did, when we do that for any other club, you can win them. Liverpool is topping the chart for now, yeah, followed by Arsenal. Yes, Manchester United is now 13th in position. Their position can change. So all they need to do is to keep improving. They improved against Liverpool. Let them continue to improve. I wouldn't want to see them next match, you know, losing a match. You know, let them improve. Let them stabilize from what they have built against Liverpool. And if they can do that, trust me, before the end of the season, they'll find themselves somewhere in the top 4.
All right, currently they are 13th on the log. They have to leave the 14th position now. They've climbed one step up, 13th at this point. Can they build on this particular one? Let's talk about Liverpool, La Masia. Courtesy of that draw, They now top the table with 6 points. Arsenal closely behind them with the Arsenal, of course, they have 40 points as a start, while Liverpool are on 46 points. So 6 point difference between Liverpool and Arsenal at this point in time. Liverpool, can they continue this title chase to the very end of this, to the end of the season?
6 points is just 2 matches.
Yeah.
2 wins. If Liverpool loses their next match or 2 matches from now, they can be overtaken by Arsenal. But then, a team can also win the league now, Chelsea, Man City, or any other club. So they have to maintain the momentum. They have to keep fighting. Take every match as a final of a Champions League. Make sure you win your matches. With this mentality, they can win the league. But I don't know if at the end of the season they will be exhausted the way Arsenal did 2 seasons ago and were overtaken. It's also possible. When you are leading by 6 points, followed by an Arsenal who is eager, who is fighting very hard to grab this trophy, you can see that it's not their position for now is where they're supposed to be. But don't mind my judgment. Can they improve? Yes. Can they win the league? Yes. When Leicester City won the league, nobody gave them a chance. Nobody believed. Nobody saw it coming. So if Aston Villa can believe in themselves, go back to the drawing board, understand what they need to do to improve their games, definitely they can come winning games. They have a fantastic goalkeeper. They have a fantastic coach. They have fantastic players. They have a fantastic project. So what is required of them to do is to keep doing the right thing, winning matches, play with that mentality that I'm a champion. Whether you are or not, when you are competing with a champion, tell yourself I'm a champion. Tell yourself that person is beatable. Tell yourself you can win. So if they come with this mentality, I am sure Aston Villa will also play in the next season's Champions League.
Let's say it goes for Aston Villa. Was a very impressive victory for them. 2-1 ended against Leicester City. Bournemouth beat Everton by 1-0. Crystal Palace, of course, make Chelsea to continue to struggle as they played 1-0 draw. And not a very good one, of course, for the Blues. La Masia, they're now fourth now on the log with 36 points. You know, as it stands. This is a Chelsea side that were at least at some point second on the log. And everyone was saying, oh, Chelsea might be going in for the title. But it seems as if it's going to be a very huge struggle for them. Already the coach of the side was saying that they're not in for the title, that they don't know what title chase, of course, is all about. Maybe that is coming to reality at this point in time. What do you make of it? In their last 3 games, Chelsea, they've been on the struggling side.
The coach is trying to be humble. Yeah, even when he's doing well. You know, a time came, Ruben Amorim was telling us that Manchester United can win the league. People are not asking, is this season or next season? Until he was able to specify that in their nearest future, they can win. So, was Linda, and a time came, they are not dropping. They can improve. They can improve. Chelsea is a big side. Unfortunately, they play 1-1 draw. They played the 1-1 draw last weekend. If they improve their game, they have the qualities. They have the players. Yeah, they have the players to turn things around. Chelsea is a big team in England, and I will not be surprised if at the end of the season they finish in the top 4. That's where they belong. So with the quality of players they have, I think, and with the mentality of the coach, who is young and very, very innovative and very, very creative. So with what he's done so far in the team, I think Chelsea have a very good, trajectory that can yield the result at the end of the season. So all they need to do is to play with that winner's mentality. If they do, certainly they will reclaim their position.
All right, let's say it goes for Chelsea Football Club. Pep Guardiola and his men were in a joyous mood over the weekend after thrashing West Ham United by 4 to Brentford by 5-0. And that's one as well. We saw Tottenham Hotspur continue to struggle as they were beaten by Newcastle United by 2-0. Fulham played 2-2 draw against HP Town, and Liverpool, of course, played 2-2 draw against Manchester United. We told you as it stands. But La Masia, let's talk about it. Transfer window, of course, is upon us, as it stands. The January transfer window. And which of these teams do you think really have to beef up their squad with the injection of new players in order to chase for the title? A lot of persons are saying Arsenal, of course, they need a pointsman who can possibly give them the goals. And for Liverpool, some are saying they should get at least one or two players, to come energize them the more to, chase for the title. But I don't think Chelsea need players at this point in time because they have a lot of players. Manchester City, everyone is saying it's time Pep has to go to the market once again. Most of the players are aging at this point in time. I don't know what you make of it. Which of the teams that really need to, of course, beef up their squad in the second part of the season?
Okay, if I sincerely evaluate Liverpool, I don't think they need any add-on to the team. If I sincerely evaluate Chelsea, I don't think they need the services of any other players. They can make do with what they have. Talking about teams that are supposed to go to the market this January, they have lost so many matches, dropped so many points. Some persons no longer believe what they can do because of the absence of their key players. So they need to go to the market to re-strengthen their team. Pep already have that in mind, and I'm sure certainly before the month runs out, he's going to acquire the services of formidable players. Another team I think should go to the market is Arsenal Football Club. Yes, Arsenal's supposed to go to the market. They need players who can be decisive. They need that attacker who can score from outside and inside the box. Because Saka is injured, they need his replacement. He's a key player. If he's not replaced, definitely he's going to have a toll on the team. So certainly Arsenal and Manchester City are the only teams I see or I think need to go to the market. But Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, they should continue with what they have. What they have is good enough to be sustained by the club to the end of the season. But for Manchester City and Arsenal, they urgently need to go to the market.
Manchester City, of course, Arsenal Football Club need to go to the market to beef up their squad as it stands, because the second part of the season is upon us. Let's see how, of course, it will go. Liverpool, did they still stand a chance? What about Arsenal Football Club? Let's just keep our fingers crossed on this. But away from that, the Premier League, Napoli took advantage of their Serie A title rivals competing in the Italian Super Cup by beating Fiorentina 3-0 over the weekend. To the contest team, 3 points ahead of Atalanta, and thanks to a superb individual goal from David Neres in the 29 minutes. Romelu Lukaku's penalty not long after halftime, and the cool Scott McTominay finish in the 68 minutes win. In the 68 minutes, Saturday win in Florence was Napoli's fourth in a row in Italy, top flight, and further strengthening their claim for a fourth league crown after their disastrous Scudetto the first last season. However, Napoli have played a game more than Atalanta and 2 more than reigning champions Inter Milan, with their pair missing league actions this weekend and due to the Super Cup. Inter, who trailed Napoli by 4 points, will face local rivals AC Milan in the Super Cup final in Saudi Arabia on Monday after beating Atalanta in the semi-final. Atalanta will play their match from this round of fixtures when they host Juventus on January 14th, with Bologna visiting Inter the following day. Fiorentina are 6 and 12 points off for the title pace after a 10th defeat in 4 matches. Earlier, Venezia stayed second from bottom after being held to a 1-0 home draw by Empoli, while fellow strugglers Verona attempt to pull away from the relegation zone against Udinese, and AC Milan came from behind to beat Juventus 2-1 and set up a showdown with city rivals Inter Milan